Hello, everyone. I'm back here with another video. And, well, I'm super excited because I have several trades that I made that are starting to take off, several entry points I will show you that are starting to build momentum upward. And I'm going to show you those trades and then help you get into those trades like I did, like entry points and the reason I got into those trades, and show you kind of my process and my how I chart things and my technique. I learned this technique from somebody else, and I've been just kind of teaching myself and trying to make sure I am improving every day with it. I've done very well with it, and I'm very comfortable at this point that exceptional, but the proof is in the profit. And my profit percentage, like I showed on my first video, still holding fast above 100. So I'm going to continue using this way of doing things, which also I'm going to today show you a long-term hold I have. And in the description, I'm going to put a link to one of the people that I've listened to over the last couple months, and he's very good explaining fundamentals of projects and what the projects do. And I got into this project because of him, and this is kind of what I'm trying to do with this channel. I'm trying to listen to other people about projects and do research on these projects. I also researched the project I'm about to tell you about. I like it. It's one of the only projects in the space, decentralized wise. It's going against some heavy competition, but I like the project. It's called Acast Network, and so I would be putting that link in the description, which you will be able to see what exactly it's about. He talks about it in depth. And I listen to many people. So I'm trying to make this channel into where I can give you a lot of information charting wise, because that's my thing is charting. I have a hard time. I don't do well reading things and interpreting things. I need visual. I'm a visual learner. So anyways, so that's I'll be talking about that at the end of this video, and I will post that link, and also I'll put it in the HODL model, so I'll show you what it looks like long term, and I'll show you how my $500 may get me to $486,000, I think it is, and how I kind of figured that out, and I'll go over the HODL model of how I use it to come up with these numbers. So say I'll be talking about EOS. I talk about Bitcoin a little bit, showing the charts I use. I'll be talking about Verge, Steem, and then of course Akash at the end. So I'm going to show you my charts and some of the charts I use on Shaded. I use TradingView, and I'll show you kind of how I do it. I call it the X factor, and there's two parts to the X factor, and I'll show you how why I call it that and how it works out for me. The first coin I'm going to talk about today is Steem. I've done very well with Steem. As you can see on the screen, I have what I call the X factor. This is how I trade. And my X factor is just these are the lines I use. So this is part one of the X factor, which you can see here. Boom. All right. So now this is downward movement. And I see this pattern. When I see this pattern and I see similar tops in a downward trend, I start drawing lines. As soon as I see that line downward movement, and it's hitting these tops, boom, 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 and it's hitting them, coming down, hitting them, coming down. At some point, you draw another line here, and then eventually, this may have came down one more time, going up, come down, hit the point of the triangle, and then it would break out. But you can see here, this one didn't get to the point. This one broke out before then. Okay, so this is how I determine that I want to buy in here. So now on this one, I bought in, I think 86 cents, 87 cents about. So it gets to here about 87 cents. Boom, I'm in. So right now you can see, oh man, I'm making money. I think we're at 92 cents right now. So far going well. Then the part two of the X factor here is this second line. As soon as I take the bottom that it hit in the triangle, I start my line. As this building momentum up, I draw the line up to where it's touching when it bottoms out. Now, if this comes down and breaks that line, it could break it a little bit and just do a little fake out and then go back up. But this line, same thing here. Like as soon as I got to 87 cents, I knew it was significantly above this line. I bought in. Same thing here. If I know it's like, I want to say here, if it came down to about 87 cents, came down to 87 cents, which would be around right about this came down, broke that trend line, 87 cents. I'm selling, I'm getting out of that trade. But right now you can see it's making a nice little movement, and I don't know where the price is going to go, but I'm going to continue to stay in this trade until I have that breakthrough, that part two of the X factor here. So now I learned this from somebody else, and I've been kind of just doing it on my own to make sure I know what I'm doing, double checking my work, doing trades. I've been doing this for a while. So as you can see, like I said, from my profit percentage, I've been doing well with it. So I'm over 100% profit still. So now I'm going to continue to watch this. And then I'm going to continue to let this fly. I'm going to stay in this trade until it breaks that trend line. It's probably, if it comes down here, goes back up, going to still let that build momentum upward. And then once it breaks that trend line, I'm out. I did the same thing on this here. So this trade, my previous trade on Steam, I drew lines here. Lines aren't here anymore. And I bought down around here. And I bought at 60, what did I buy? 68 cents. And then I ended up selling at no, what did I buy? Oh, 48 cents. I ended up selling at 87 cents, which was still a good trade. But you can see it continued to go up. It never broke that trend line. So I think that trade was here. And then you can see here, so right here, as it goes up, it's not breaking the trend line, boom, breaks that trend line. This was last week when everything was down, when we had all the major movement down. So it did break the trend line, came back down, boom, drew a line, broke that trend line, starts going up again, starts building upward momentum, boom, moves sideways, consolidates, starts making downward again, movement downward again, but I see a little pattern forming here. All right, so now I draw my line, breaks that line here, boom, I'm in at like 87 cents, 88 cents, and I'm making money. And you can see what I'm doing here. So this is Steam. I've been in Steam. This is probably more of a long-term hold for me. I like Steam. I think it's been around a long time. You can look up the Steam website. It is a kind of like a decentralized Facebook. A lot of people make comments and then they get paid in Steam dollars or in Steam, and that's what it's used for. I've been on Steam I think I had an account in Steam since like 2018. So been on Steam for a long time. So that's Steam. The next one we're going to look at would be EOS. So let's go EOS. Okay, so here is EOS. This has been very profitable at this point too for me. So as you can see, I drew my line here. I noticed a pattern happening here. Now once again we had a little fake out, Didn't buy in there. Kept in there. So it does a little fake out, hits the line, comes down, boom, consolidates a little bit, goes back up, hits my line, comes down, boom. Now here I bought in at I think five. What did I buy in at? I bought in at 591 on this. So hit 591, goes straight up, boom. Now so here's my X factor. Here's the little X I draw. Here's part one, following the line, have my breakout, buy in at 591. All right, here's part two of the X factor. Boom, starting to draw my line. It's starting to hit the bottom of these lines, the bottom of this line. It's not breaking. As soon as I break that, if that would break that, boom, I'm out. But right now, momentum's nicely upward momentum. I'm going to continue to stay in this trade until I see something that happens that breaks that line, and I want to get out at that point. But at this point, looking good. So I got in at 591, and I think we're at $6.57. So that's a good trade right there. So we're up almost 80 cents on that trade, and so that's one I got into, and I'm very happy with that trade. So that's another positive trade. So, and we had a down week last week, so a lot of things are going up. So you can see right here, boom. Last week almost broke that trend line. I would have got out. So if that would have continued to break, I would have got out of US, but I stayed in. Didn't see a problem with that one. Stayed in. Boom. Hit the candle, comes down, but it hits right back up. Boom, boom, boom. Lots of buying volume. You can see the volume down here. As soon as that came down, boom, a green candle hit. Lots of buying. So I'll start going back up. So happy with that trade. EOS not long-term trade, long-term hold for me. EOS is I'm just gonna, as soon as I get to a point where it breaks this trend line, I'm out. I move on to the next trade. So this is not a long-term hold for me personally. A lot of people like EOS. It's not decentralized, and so it's just I'm not a big EOS fan, but I am a fan of making profitable trades and making money. So on to the next one. So now the next one I'm going to show you is we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So Bitcoin. Last week we had obviously, we had some downward movement. I started drawing my line as things went down. Lines coming, boom, broke out here, about 53,000. Started making headway up. So we could draw our line here if we wanted to. Boom. Now this is part one of the X factor. We could draw our line. Boom. Breaks that. Okay. So now it's start making, well, it's right now it's in the third wave. So we're still in wave 3. But so we had some upward movement on wave 3, but now we have some downward movement. We have like a sub wave happening here. So there's a good chance that we may have one little more downward turn. It could, once again, we draw our trend line. If it breaks that trend line, we're out. This is on a, 1 hour or 5 hour, I can't remember, chart. So this doesn't show this sub wave here very well, but we bring that up, we can draw our trend line, and if it breaks the trend line, we're out. But if not, it's probably going to just consolidate, and then at some point we have this trend line here. This is what I'm talking about. So right, it's coming. We could draw our trend line. Boom. Probably going to come up, hit that trend line one more time, and then here I'm going to put that trend line in there quick, so that we can see what I'm talking about. Okay, so here you see my line here. So it's probably going to come up a little bit, come down maybe one more time, and then it'll probably break out, and then then we start drawing our up momentum. Part two of our X factor, we're going to start drawing our upward momentum line, and then we're going to see maybe it goes to 65, 70, maybe it goes to 80. We don't know. Anybody that tells you they can predict the tops of anything and the bottom perfectly is not being truthful. Yeah, every once in a while they can get lucky, but if they're going to tell you that they're predicting exact tops and exact bottoms is crazy. It just doesn't happen, and you lose money doing it. So I'd rather base what I'm doing off of what I see, and then I make that second line. If it breaks that line, I'm out at my predetermined number that I put in, like my stop loss I put in, and then I'm selling and I'm letting it come back down, and then that once it hits this next top here, that'll be the end of wave 3 in the big picture, because these are sub waves here. So right, this is a sub wave of the wave 3, which if we had this zoomed out, you would see wave 3, which is the bigger picture. So this is a subwave of wave 3. So once we complete this next wave, which you would have 5 waves total in wave 3, and then this is a subwave of those waves. It's somewhat confusing, and it took me a while to wrap my head around all this, but I at least I understand it now, and I can use these techniques to make money. So now this next wave is going to be the end of, as it goes up, it's going to be the end of wave 3. Once that's complete, wave 3 will end, and then we'll have some more sub waves that'll come down. Where it'll come down to, we really don't know, but once again, we'll draw our line, and then once it breaks that line up here, we're gonna get back in a little, above this line, and then that fifth wave. So that'll be the once it breaks. Once we get up here, we get the same downward movement. That'll be the completion of wave 4. So one more time up, completion of wave 3. We go down, completion of wave 4, and then we get the insane wave 5, which nobody knows where it's going. You hear people say $1 million Bitcoin. I don't know. People say $200,000. Likelihood is we're going to probably come up to some economic problems. The dollar's is dying as we speak. I could definitely see at minimum $300,000 Bitcoin, if not maybe 5. I could definitely see it. But then when that wave 5 ends, I'm out. I'm taking all trades out except for long-term holds. Long-term holds I probably won't take out. I'll probably keep those in. And then once that wave 5, which on the screen you can't see, ends way up here, 100,000, whatever, or 300,000, whatever it is, I'm getting out until now I start charting my downward. And then we have another event for the end of wave 5, and it starts all over again, and probably be in a bear market again. Then how long that bear market lasts, nobody knows. Anybody that says they know, they don't know. But I go day by day, minute by minute, and I just follow these lines, and it's worked out for me, and I'm going to continue to do it, and hopefully you can see what I'm doing and appreciate what I'm doing. And I'm not a financial advisor, but we're on the pathway together. So this is Bitcoin. Next thing I'm going to talk about now, I'm going to talk about a loan. These are all, I have no Bitcoin. I prefer to do all my trading in the altcoins because there's much more potential to make money in the altcoins. If Bitcoin goes to 300,000 from here, that's 6 times your money. So 50 grand to 300,000, 6 times your money. You're going to have altcoins that you're going to hit 1,000 times your money. I'm in the altcoins. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm in the altcoins. Anything that I feel that has 1,000% percentage, I will hold on to, long-term holds. But then all the altcoins are my short-term trading plays. I don't do Bitcoin. So that's just how I do things. Other people are in and out of Bitcoin are very successful for it. You'll see a lot of people that will, Bitcoin and altcoins go in cycles. Most likely, Bitcoin will go up, and then altcoins will consolidate, and then altcoins will go up. So then they kind of use it as a ladder. So if you get into Bitcoin down here, and then you ride it all the way to 70,000 and it cycles through to its top. And then what happens is the altcoins will continue to rise. So then you use your profit from here, you buy into the altcoins as they're consolidating, and then Bitcoin starts consolidating, and then the altcoins start to rise. So now you're laddering up. You're going an extra. Going one. You're skipping rungs on the ladder because you're using your leverage from the Bitcoin going up to invest into those altcoins that are consolidating. That's how some people do it. I just don't do it that way. I used to do it that way with Ethereum, but I don't do it that way anymore because I developed this kind of strategy and I like it much better. And I've been doing much better with it. So now on to last, which is one of my long-term holds. So I'm going to bring up the HODL model for the first time. And so I'm going to show you how I use it. It's not anything crazy. It's just pretty simple and to the point. But my HODL model basically is this, which hopefully you can see this clearly on the screen. So I basically take, for example, I picked Ethereum as my model. So I say, okay, what is the potential of these different projects? And so obviously I'm not going to use Bitcoin's market cap number because it's so ridiculous at this point. You can't, to hope that one of these projects at the Bitcoin current level is absurdity. So I go with Ethereum. So Ethereum's market cap, today, obviously it's going up the last couple of days, but when I did this, it was like 200 and, let's see here. It was $290 billion. Okay. So now with a Acost network, they have a circulating supply of how many? 380 million tokens, 88 million tokens. How you get a price on a coin is you divide the market cap by the circulating supply, which gives you the price of the tokens. So as the market cap goes up, price goes up. If they burn tokens, price will go up also because now they're burning tokens. There's less in the circulating supply. BNB just burned some tokens, so the price is going to go up. So you'll find a lot of people that will buy into a coin just because they're burning tokens. So now on this project, I spent $500. And I spent $500. I got 641 tokens. And so I bought in at 78 cents. The potential, because this has 388 billion tokens in circulating supply, 388 million tokens in total supply. You divide that into 290 million, you end up with 700. This has a potential of reaching, at Ethereum's current market cap, has a potential to reach $746. Now, seems absurd. But Doge seems absurd to me. If Doge can get to 39 cents like it's at now, any of these tokens could easily get to that. One thing with Acosta, you can also stake these, and it pays a dividend also. So, which, like I said, I'll post a link to the other YouTube channel that talks about Acosta and explains it, and that channel is very good for information. He goes into in depth about each project. I bought some projects. I've invested in some projects just based off of that, and I've done very well. I don't think I have one project that I invested in so far where I'm losing money. Otherwise, I'm up, several $100. So, um, so you can see now my $500. Now, when I talk long-term project, I'm saying I'll probably keep this. Like I said, this may be a 5-year plan, but or it could be, it may be much shorter than that. We don't know, and I will, be paying attention to it as I go along. I get to a certain number. You guys set a goal in your head. I get to a certain number. I'm going to sell. Or I'm going to take profit. I won't sell all of it. I'll probably sell half of this, and then only when I sell half, I'm taking profit. Always good to take profit along the way. I'm taking profit. So as you can see, $746 projected price, which on $500 I originally invested gets me to $478,000. Let's say you get 10% of that. You get only the market cap you only get to is 29 million, which is reasonable. You take a zero off this, you still turned $500 into $47,845.45 or 24 cents. So even if you take 10% of that number, that's why I like using this little model. It helps me, gives me something tangible I can look at. Some of the projects you put this in, and your price ends up being projected price ends up being a couple bucks, maybe $5, and it's already at $2. I may like the project, but I'm probably going to go with something like this where I'm putting in $500 and my potential profit is much more. So I might like the project, and maybe I still invest in the project because I like the project, and it could easily, just because this is just a guide, doesn't mean it can't be broken. Doge crushed this projection. Doge I had topping out the same market price, 15 cents. It's now 39 cents. So Doge crushes it. But once again, that's a power of community kind of token. So you can see what can happen with power of community. All right. So, but I really like Acast. I like everything about it. They seem to have, they're one of the few people in the space when it comes to decentralized that are doing this. Like I said, check out the video. I'm going to post in the description. He describes what it's about. I really like this project, and it has massive potential. Telos, in the same, which I mentioned before, I think their projected price was $900, and I have 10,000 of those tokens. So now you're talking about a potential, in my opinion. But like I said, I got in 9 cents on that one. I got 10,000, I think 10,000 or 10,000 of those tokens. I'm invested in Telos. I like Telos. That's a long-term hold also. That's definitely a long-term hold as far as this same model, as well as a cost too. So that's it for today. Please like, share, comment, any questions, subscribe. And I'm going to try and keep doing videos, as many as I can. Weekends are probably better. I'll probably get some done more on the weekends, but try and do one during the week. Goal is to do like 3 videos a week, as long as time allotted. And then the next video, I'm going to talk about probably about XRP, BNB, ETH, and Doge, and another long-term hold I have. So you enjoy one of the videos, and if anything you feel like I can improve on, please let me know. And thanks for watching, and see you next time.